And we're live.
Are we live?
We are live.
Oh man, I'm like rapid fire, like sharing everything right now.
Actually, I'm trying to do the same thing. Okay, for those that are watching us, I'm DJ Riddler. This is DJ Q.
What up?
And yeah, we're like being streaming noobs right now because I mean, we normally stream by ourselves, but this is kind of something new that we're playing around with right
Yeah,
now.
I never have guests, or you never have guests. Look at that. I have lint on me. I'm not even like camera ready. Jeez. There was no preparation. It was just like, hey, maybe we should just stream and talk about our remixes today. And it's like, sure, why not? And then let's scramble to figure out like what platform we're gonna use between StreamYard, which that was, not StreamYard's fault. It was a little bit of a bust because we thought it was multiple platforms for the free version, but then Restream to the rescue, which you would think, the fact that I scream Restream from the mountaintops that I would automatically know. Let's use Restream, but I've never used Studio, so now we can claim to say that we've used Studio. So this is all new,
Yep.
and yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. We just decided to just hop online. We had a very, very interesting day, right?
Oh,
So
we did.
it's like so. First of all, Q and I, we've over the last, I'd say, what maybe 2 years now. We've been working on some remix projects together. Um,
Yes.
Normally, I think we've done a couple of projects where we were both on the same projects, and which is great for me because I love, I guess when I used to work for the record labels doing A&R, I love being part of that process of like putting the remix package together. So
Yeah.
when I could put a remix package together with one of my friends, even better, you know.
And I get to hear all these old stories about the old world and remixes and what it was like back then. So it's mutual benefits right there because I get a history lesson at the same time.
Yeah. So one of our recent projects, we were both asked. But by the way, real quick, Q, are you clear on your side? Because
I
I'm
am.
for some reason. Oh yeah, you are. You're clear. Okay. For some reason on my side, it's weird. Anyways, I'll just continue. Anyways, we were both last week. We were approached by I got a call from Tony Bracy over at Scooter Braun. Big shouts to Tony Bracy. And, he said, "Hey, I want to get you and Q on the new Demi Lovato single." I'm like, "Yeah." So, and then he goes, "But we need it by tomorrow." Well, it wasn't tomorrow. It was by, he gave us what, 48 hours?
I mean, it was like we needed yesterday. That's pretty
Yeah.
much what it boiled down to. But yeah, it was. We were scrambling to get this mix done, but it all came together. And it wasn't, and it's like it's a song that like you would hear, and I mean, off the bat, it's gonna be hard to remix. That's the thing. So it's like, all right, well, I mean, like most projects we've worked on, it's like let's do it. Why not? YOLO. You only live once. The kids still say that, right? Yeah, YOLO.
Yeah, hold on real quick. Brian DeToto, he says what's up on
What's
Facebook.
up, Brian?
So, yeah, it was pretty interesting though. I remember, we got that call.
Yeah.
They asked us, they asked us to do this. Now the record wasn't officially out yet, so it was still kind of on the hush hush. We couldn't really talk about it. But I just wanted to ask you, when you first heard it, what was your initial reaction when you first heard "Dancing with the Devil" by Demi Lovato?
That it's a really like it was a really really dope song. Um, yeah, like it's a very powerful song. So wanted to communicate that with the remix. To me, that was like really important. So that's I mean, I had a kind of an idea, but it's like one of those things that I don't know until actually start working on it. By the way, it does look like I am blurry on the other end because I'm looking at our Twitch stream and I'm like super blurry. So hopefully the audio is good.
Yeah, it's weird because on Facebook, I think it looks okay.
So I am using an unsupported browser, so this is the stream of technical issues. So I can pass the ball to you while I jump back into another browser, and we can try and clear it up.
Let's try to do that. I'll just give a couple shout outs to the people that are in the chat. So why don't you try resetting your browser? And I see the legend Brenda K Star is here. Hey Brenda, it's good to see you. Now I didn't forget about you, by the way. I was actually going to call you Brenda K Star. Is it lagging? Is it lagging on your end? Anyway, it's lagging. Oh, we're going to try this. Hold on. Let's see.
It's crazy too because like my internet is like amazing here at home. So
it's still doing it though, right?
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder if I have to reset, but then I wonder what's going to
you shouldn't have to. Like this is like, let me change some of my settings real quick. Like the
let me ask the people here. So first of all, Q, we have the legend Brenda K Star is watching our stream right now.
What's up? DJ, shout out to Naveen too. I see he's in the chat.
Yeah, we got DJ Beat Keeper on Twitch. Yeah, okay.
What up?
You're the one that's lagging.
Oh yeah, it is me. Like that's the thing. Like I'm just like my internet is amazing here at home, so I have no idea. Oh man, it's these.
Oh wait, now Brenda's okay. Wait, Brenda's saying that I'm good. Like, all right, who is lagging, me or Q? Okay, I think so. We got
one take a poll here. We'll take a poll here on Twitch and Facebook.
Okay, it looks like Naveen says you're the one that's lagging.
Yeah, see, I don't know why. Like, it's so crazy. What if I drop my video resolution? I'm gonna drop it to 480. Maybe open up the bandwidth a little bit.
Hey, you just cleared up. Actually, wait, did you do it already?
I just dropped it right now. Is that a little better?
It's kind of, but now your audio's all garbled on Twitch.
Oh, jeez. This is the reality of streaming. Like I love it.
Oh wait, now they're saying it's a little bit better. You're clearer now. You are clearer. Okay, I think we might.
Are we good on audio? Hey guys, look at that audio. I'm gonna just give you some audio, and hopefully it's a little better.
Pete down on Twitch. I see him on there.
Yo, what's up, Pete?
Pete, we love your edits.
We do. He makes a lot of dope stuff.
Yeah, he's a machine.
That dude is a machine. Like you always see the it says I'm side chaining. What?
I think you are a little. It's weird.
Oh man, I'm gonna end up like jumping on my laptop real quick.
You know what I noticed really quick? I'm looking at in Restream Live Studio I have these like green bars and you have red bars.
That's what I don't get because like dude, my internet is like clutch here at home. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna jump in on. Oh man, this is hilarious. Like this is gonna be the recap on Twitch. Is like watch all the technical issues that these two producers that know their way around Ableton and Logic, but yet they can't
stream. We can't stream worth the crap.
Yeah, can't stream. To save their lives. Here.
We're a bunch of noobs. We're a bunch of man. We've only been streaming for a year now, right?
Seriously. All right, you can kick me off the other one and let's see if this one is better.
All right.
Is this better? I don't even know. I don't even know anymore.
I still see red bars on you, bro.
All right, whatever. This is life now.
I'd rather have you go back to the other one.
All right.
So
that's so weird, man. Oh shit!
There.
We got feedback. We back.
All right, we're back.
All right.
Yeah, I don't understand why you have red bars. I don't get it.
All right, I'm gonna just put everything back how it was, and then let's just, we're gonna continue. Maybe I just turn off my camera and we just make this a nice old audio podcast. Maybe you can show a picture of a cat, or something.
You know what? I hate to do this, but what if I? Well, wait. You're yellow now. Now you're yellow. It's getting better. I think. It's crazy. This is crazy.
What are you thinking, Riddler? What are we thinking right now?
I'm thinking of, what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of ending the stream and just restarting it again. But I don't know if that. I don't know. What do you think?
Or what? Do you want me to kick it off on my end?
No, I was gonna say is, well, see, you're yellow now. It's weird. Like I think we're good now. I think we're okay.
Are we good, guys? All 19 viewers that are still here, just like living through our torment.
I think we're good. I think we're good. Yes,
all
you're
right.
Green now.
Look at that. I'm green now. Hey, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, you're good.
What were we talking about? What did we do? I don't even know why we're doing this. What happened? Oh yeah, we did a remix or something. Yeah, we did remixes. Some pop person, I don't know.
Okay, so all right, now we got our audio and video issues resolved. So I want to just thank everybody joining us. I call this the remix room because I have my remix room and Q has his remix room. Let's say hi to a couple of people here: Johnny Khan, Rachel Estrada, Jalen Truffaut, DJ Beatkeeper. Thanks for hanging in with us while we were kind of fixing our streaming stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. There's a question already: boxers or briefs? I prefer boxers. So that's really what. If you want quality remixes, that's what you need.
Yeah, no, I agree. Boxers is always good.
So going back to what you were saying, we basically had to turn out this remix like almost overnight.
Yeah, so we were asked to remix Demi Lovato's newest single called Dance with the Devil. And now I remember when I told you about it, I wasn't able to actually start right away because, I have my day job and other duties. But you actually said that you watched the Demi Lovato documentary, right? The first.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes. I know the third one just dropped. So, and I had started the remix already, and then I stopped, and then I watched the documentary to get inspired.
And what did you get from the documentary?
It's intense. The biggest thing is that what she got addicted to. Well, I mean, she's had addiction issues, but I guess the boiling point, so to speak, like when they found her, she had overdosed on I think it was heroin laced with fentanyl. But that word like heroin is just what like tripped me out, like because the way she like talks about it, and I highly recommend everyone watch it. It's a really dope, interesting like insight into just the pressure of being a pop star, and just addiction and just everything in general. But like nonchalant, like she talks about like how she just wanted to try it, which to me is just like the craziest thing to think, right? Because I remember as kids, it's like I remember as a kid, like, seeing a family member like take a sip of beer, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. And then I remember like sneakily trying it, and it was terrible. But that's like to me like such a small level to like I want to try like heroin. So it just blew my mind. And yeah, it really especially puts the song in like in perspective, especially because of all the demons she had to battle and all that. And I know there's an actual album that's going to be released, so it'll be interesting to see, because she wrote this song when she basically relapsed. Like she had already like wrote this song, or started writing it. So yeah, it's a really interesting documentary for sure.
Yeah, I remember you after you watched the documentary, you started, working on the remix, and you were sending me snippets, and every snippet that I kept hearing, I was like, wow, like, and I was like, man, why didn't I think of that? And then it was really, like you inspire me too as a producer too, and that's why I love when you and I get to work on projects together, because number one, like I said earlier, I like to be part of the process of putting together the project, but number two, yeah, I like to kind of see what direction you go. And you and I, we both have so many different, we have different styles to begin with,
Yeah.
but there have been instances where, because you work so fast, you're like a machine, you really are. And there have been in some instances where we worked on some projects, and then I wanted to use some of the original elements, but then you used them. So then I was like, oh, I don't want to use the same elements that you're using. And so when I heard your remix, the first, kind of like the first draft, and you used the some of the original instruments, especially like in that verse, and it worked so well. And that was originally what I was going to do too. But then I realized the vibe that you took it was just perfect for that style of remix. And then I just decided, okay, I already had an idea that I was going to go a little more on the tech house kind of vibe anyway.
Yeah.
So the good thing about that, obviously, when you're doing tech house, it's not too complicated. You don't want to make it too busy, right? So, but with that being said, why don't we play your remix first? Let's hear your remix that you worked. If you could play just maybe just a little bit of the radio edit, maybe.
I mean, sure, we can try and see if we don't have any other technical issues in doing that. So why not?
Look, so everyone that's watching, just to let you know, it's not going to be like stereo sound. We kind of tested it, but you'll get the idea.
So I did upload it in the in while we were battling to like get this to work. I did literally just upload it onto YouTube. So if anything, you can go to also youtube.com/DJQ. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll at least let me share my browser. Let me see if I can. I'm going to try and play it on YouTube, but if not, let's see.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So I'm in headphones right now, so I don't know if y'all can hear that or not.
Actually, we can't.
Okay, hold on. I'll just do it this way.
No. Yeah. That's like the original right there.
Yeah.
I wanna do this every night. I've been good, don't I deserve it? I think I earned it, feels like it's worth it in my mind.
Wait, you know what? Hold on real quick, Q. Pause real quick. You know what you need to do? Why don't you try this? Take the echo and noise suppression off.
Oh, I will do that.
and then play it.
Okay.
See what happens.
Told you I was okay,
Better.
but I was lying. I was dancing with the devil, out of control. Almost made it to heaven. It was closer than you know. Playing with the enemy, gambling with my soul. It's so hard to say no when you're dancing with the devil.
Yeah, so that's basically a snippet right there.
Yeah, big shouts to Scooter. I see
What-
Scooter
What?
on Facebook. Happy belated, Scooter. Happy belated birthday.
That's right.
So, yeah, anyways, going back to your Demi Lovato remix. Like I said, man, I think I loved how you took those original, I guess, those, it's like the original keys. What did you use? What stems did you use?
So I used the horns, the piano, and then I replayed like brass, like 80s brass below it with like another synth layer. And so like with a lot of like the French like electro French house stuff, it's so the big thing that I've been doing is like routing a lot of that into a send, and then I add like a flanger to it. And so it gives this like really big like phasey effect that is very distinctive to like that style. And the songs like are like super like brooding to begin with, especially like the keys like when you play it. So like I mean if we were going to talk about like really big remixers that could like really even like kill this even more, like I could imagine say like a Justin doing like a big like French electro to this, because like the chords that are being played is really distinctive to like that French electro, to like then like dropping like a really big like distorted bass. But you know, like what we try and do, we try and make something that is like it's both the radio and the club world. So it's like something that's cool, but then it's like that works really well for mix show. And then more importantly, you know, what it always boils down to, right? We want to be able to play it. We're going to get excited to play our own remix. So yeah, I mean, that's really how I approached it. The tricky part was the fact that the way the original comes in, it comes in like early. So it's that whole there's another song that does it where it's not like like 4 bars, it's like 3 bars and then it comes back in. It's a Katy Perry song that does that. There's a certain term for it like musically where pretty much it's like never ending. And so you never have a sense of completion, and that actually helps it like as a listener, like you want more, like you keep like expecting like the payoff, but it never comes. And so that happens in this song. And so that's why that whole devil part is like the drop off for a little bit and then it comes in. Because in the original song it does that and then it just like keeps on going. So it was a fun project. The tricky thing too that I know both of us talked about is like, oh, is this going to work at like 128, 126 BPM? Because it's like what, 140 something or other BPM?
It was, I think it was like close to like 150, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it was up there. So fortunately the way she sang it like worked, because there's some songs where even though there's that slow slower slash faster tempo, like it depends, right? If you're double timing, so like 70 BPM or 140, depending on how the artist delivers their lines, may work better, or it may not work for a up tempo dance remix. Like a perfect example, like say if you have someone rapping over a trap beat where they're constantly delivering words, then when you actually slow that down, you'll notice like the stretchiness. But she's singing, so with that, there's enough pauses where in your mind you're like, oh yeah, this actually sounds right. So
Yeah, I think that was. I mean, I asked you. When I started working on my remix too, I was like debating. Okay, do I go at 130?
yeah,
Do I do it 130? Do I go 128? And then eventually, because when I started working on mine, I knew I wanted to do more of kind of like a house tech house remix. 130 is pretty fast right now, in that kind of genre. So when I dropped it down to 126, I asked you, I said, hey, does this work? Is it okay? And you said, yeah, sound fine. So, so yeah, that's why I ended up going at 126 myself.
yeah, it worked really well. And I mean, a lot of tech house hovers around 126, 125. I've
Yeah.
actually been seeing like a lot more dance music even like hitting and staying at 128 now. Kind of going back to like there's such a big difference in energy too. Like
Mhm.
when I do Twitch streams, I actually end up staying at 128. So I'm playing like songs that are 122, 123 at 128. There's like way more energy behind it. I kind of went through like that whole phase of like, I'm going to be the cool DJ playing, all these like jacking house tracks at like the speed they should be. And then everything else at 122 because like it's vibey. But now just being at home and I want all this energy to just like get rid of, it's like everything's at 128 now.
Right.
I will even play it at 135 if I'm feeling saucy.
Yeah. Actually, the last remix project that I worked on, it was very similar. The song was called "Say Hello" by Keanu Silva, and it was 75 beats per minute. But the same thing was that the way he delivered the vocals, I was able to get it to like 128, and it didn't sound terrible. So for this Demi remix, that was definitely something that I was happy about. And again, for those just joining us, DJ Q here, DJ Riddler. We're just talking about the remix that we just finished, our official remix for Demi Lovato's Dancing with the Devil. And we just got through talking about Q's remix.
So let's talk about your remix, because you did a remix too. It's
Yeah.
crazy, right? So, okay, so the approach that you went with your remix. So this is the $1 million question, is that what did you start with first? So did you start with the actual stems, the vocals? Did you like work on drums? Like how did you approach your remix first? Because what you were speaking on before, you already had sort of an idea what you wanted to do, but I guess what did you put ink to paper to kind of get the motivation going, like, oh yeah, this is how it's gonna play out?
Well, so again, you had already gotten the head start on the remix project. So because you already started using some of the original stems, like the instrumental stems, those ideas that I had when I first heard them, because I definitely, when I first heard the song, I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to use some of the brass. I'm going to use some of the, some of the chords. Like basically you used all the stuff that I wanted to use, which is,
you could have still used it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I know.
I'm just saying.
I know, and I thought about it. Now, what I did do was I used the strings. So I kept the strings. But so with that in mind, I kind of already had an idea of how I wanted to. Oh, we got DJ Flipside in here.
Oh, what's up, Flip
What's up?
Side?
Flipside, Sky High Mama too. Also,
Flip Side at 5. Flip Side at, well, it's 8 o'clock my time. Flip Side at 8.
Flipside at 9:50 in Chicago. So, anyways, going back to my approach on the remix. Yeah, after hearing how killer yours was, I was, and because like I said, I didn't want to because I felt like I could have used the instrumental parts that I wanted to use that you use, but then I felt like we would be delivering two remixes that were similar and hitting like the same, same kind of DJs. And I wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
Hey, Flipside, yes, it's on Twitch also. We are live streaming on Twitch. We're live streaming on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube as well. Anyways, as I was saying, I wanted to make sure that when we delivered the package, that it was something that was going to, cover a lot of bases. Being mix show guys, both of us being mix show guys, we like most mix show guys. We want a variety, right? We want to be able to have a variety of mixes. And actually, this is the first time because as you know, sometimes I deliver like two totally different remixes sometimes. And I thought about that, actually. I thought about doing maybe like a, 75 BPM trappish type of remix. But on this project, because of the song and, the message that she, brings in this, in the song, it kind of hit me pretty close because, I've dealt with demons in my life. I mean, I'm not saying I did heroin, but I've had some demons in my life. So this song, definitely was close to my heart, and I could feel that emotion, like, but that's the one thing I love. Like, so the first thing, my approach, when you ask me approach, the first thing I listen to is the vocals. I listen to her vocals. That's what I'll listen to first. I'll just play the a cappella, and the background vocals and the ad libs. I go through all the vocals because I want to hear and feel the passion and her emotion in the song, right? I want to hear that passion, and hearing it for the first time, it hit me close because, I've known so many DJs that are battling a lot of demons, especially during this pandemic. It made me think about that too, for an entire year, right? So many of our DJ brethren have gone through a lot, gone through hell and back.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, we lost a lot of DJs during the pandemic to substance abuse, to, depression, to all kinds of things, right? And yeah, I'm getting a little deep here, but that's how I started my approach on the remix. I was listening to the vocals, and from there, then I just basically just approach how I do all my remixes. For me, I always start with drums. I work on the drum programming, and I get a little basic drum programming going on, and then the next element I always work on is a bass line. Bass line has always been something that I always like work at on all my remixes. So I was just playing around with different rhythms, different bass lines, different grooves. So I found a groove that, oh, I lost you for a second, brother.
I know, I lost you too.
Okay.
That was weird. That was really weird.
Okay. Anyways, the next thing I do is I start working on a bass line. So I started working on the bass line, try to find a cool groove. And then from there, I just started adding stuff, adding different sounds, and let me just play a little bit of it. Let's see if I can do what you did. How did we do this? We shared. Do I share screen?
Yeah, share screen.
Okay, hold on a second. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to do what you did, which was I will take out.
That's right, Scooter. The Demi fans are hacking me.
We're going to talk about the Demi fans in a second.
Oh, we are.
All right, so we share screen, right?
I'll mute myself while you play it.
Select a window. Oh, how did you do that? Let's see.
Oh, I just opened up a new tab.
Okay.
Or rather, a new window.
Yeah, it's only showing me Restream.
There's an application window.
Okay.
So your entire screen and then application window.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, now it's saying unable to share screen. Screen sharing is not allowed. Why? Okay. All right, I'll just play it. Let's see. Oops. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, when you hit play. I can hear myself too, but I'll mute myself. I'm sure because you have the echo cancellation off.
You know what's weird is I don't hear it. But you guys could hear it, right?
No, not anymore. I did at one point.
Oh, okay. Here we go. There we go. Yes. So there's that bass line that I'm talking about.
Almost made it to heaven. It was closer than you know. Playing with the enemy, scaling with my soul. It's so hard to say no. Dancing with the devil.
Bit of that. I'll post the link to my YouTube. I mean, you can find the remix on my YouTube channel too. What's interesting about it, so I don't have too many elements, but what I did do, I don't know if you picked up on it, I added this arpeggio underneath it.
Oh, can you turn on your echo and your noise?
Oh, okay. For a second. There we go. Better?
There we go.
Okay, cool.
And we should be, we're good.
Yeah, so I added that little, arpeggio. Kind of felt a little old school a little bit, but I felt that gave it a little bit of movement.
Yeah.
in the remix. And so Q, by the way, just letting the fans know, Q actually mixed down. You mastered my remix.
I did.
Yeah, and now on my here's the funny thing. On my reference, I had all of my fills actually lower than what you actually put them on, and initially I wanted them kind of low, but then after I heard your master, I was like, oh, they're a little louder than what I, originally wanted them. But then hearing it, doing the car test, right? We all do the car test, right? And I was like, no, these levels were fine. Like, yeah, because I was like, oh man, they're louder than I wanted initially, but it sounds better now. Like, so
it's kind of crazy too, because that's the thing. Like, I never want to, mess up the vision, because volume levels on a lot of the elements like matter, right? Because I will interpret like, oh yeah, this should sit in the mix a certain way versus somebody else might.
yeah.
I mean, even something as simple as that, right? Like the oh, what's up, Disco Fries?
Disco Fries.
Really quick, not like, I just need to like I need to let them know that we too have been running into technical issues, because I gave them grief on their live stream. Like, come on, guys! Like,
Disco Fries.
You're the Disco Fries. Like, why do you have all these? And we're running into the exact same thing. So you know what? It's come good. It's come full circle.
Karma.
But yeah, no, like for example, like I might want to like have the kick hit versus like having more bass, or but the artist, and that's the one thing that was kind of crazy. Like, I didn't even, because it's been a while actually since I've mixed and mastered you're one of the few that I like when we do work, like I'll do the mix and master. But like outside of that, I haven't had any mixing and mastering jobs through. Well, actually, no, I did have a couple, but like, as of recent, I haven't had any. But my workflow is usually like, what's your reference? Like, what do you want it to sound like? And I didn't ask you that. Like, you just like sent me the stems, and I basically like autopilot, like, oh yeah, it needs to hit this way, and like started just doing my thing. So I'm glad. Like, I mean, the car test reveals all. So I'm just glad that it worked out.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, it wasn't originally when I had those fills. I didn't originally have them up loud, but you definitely were that second ear for me, which I'm thankful for. So thank you for that. And I'm trying to think what other elements. So like whatchamacallit, Pete Down. Thanks for loving the groove. Yeah, that was the main thing. The main thing was I wanted to have a groove to that bass line, right?
And that's the thing, like it hits, like when it drops, it hits really well. I mean, that doesn't translate over, our stream, but right. Like it hits really well. And it reminded me like it's simplicity at its finest, because I struggle with that. So the idea of the groove that is the movement in a song, remix, whatever, I always struggle with that, and you nailed it. Like, even like me mixing it, like it already you felt the impact like when it dropped. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy, like, he nailed the drop. And it works because it has a really good contrast to the like when the vocals come in. And so it's a club record, but it's like, it's that perfect, like what we talked about before. It's like that mix where it's like, you could play this at a club in New York at 3 or 4 in the morning, or you could play it on the radio at like 5 o'clock Big Show, and it would work.
Yeah. So, I mean, that, and I actually gave it the club test this weekend. So I opened up for Borges on Friday night and got to test it out with, your mastering.
So how did it sound loud? Dude, I miss like how things sound loud.
Oh, like, man, it was pretty cool, because I played it like, like maybe like I made sure to play it like right before he came on because when you're opening for like a headliner, your job is you're not trying to like outbang them, right?
Yeah.
So especially because Borges that night, and which by the way, big shouts to Borges. He changed up his style. I mean, he had a actually really really good set. I was expecting to hear like big room EDM, but no, man, he was like all over the place, but in a good way. Playing some traps, playing some house, playing some progressive stuff, and I mean he even went hard style too, which
Oh, that's dope.
yeah, he started out hard style. That was the thing that. So mind you, I'm playing this kind of I'm just playing like kind of tech house, groovy house before he comes on. So I played the Demi remix, and seeing the crowd reaction, especially with the when she sings that dancing with the devil, like people were like, and then when the drop came in, they were all like bobbing and into it.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see that reaction on a dance floor and hearing it on a big system. So I can't wait for you to be in a club to play it in a big system soon.
Bro, I'm gonna play every fucking thing. I'm sorry, I haven't sworn this whole stream, but that's how like passionate I am like about this stuff. And I mean, I've told you this throughout the whole pandemic. Like, I miss music on a proper system. Like, it's funny because to me, I feel like it's gonna be when I first I'm basically gonna relive the first time I ever heard like one of my productions, like playing it loud and being like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, I'm going to relive that again. Because it's like all year, like doing like all this like production work, not being able to play it. And it's not like I gig out a lot anyways, but like the times that I would, like there's certain things that I want to hear loud. And man, I'm really excited for that. Like, I don't even care if it's a hole in the wall with like two people. If they have a proper sound system, then it's just going to be an all cue set. Like, guys, I just want to hear all this loud. There might be some, I don't know, there might be some random songs too that aren't even like dance music, because it's like, I need to hear this loud. I want to feel all the feels.
Yeah. So look at Disco Fries here. I'm here for the 3-person all cue set. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a great feeling once you get back into the booth on a proper system, because it definitely felt good playing my remix and playing some other stuff. But yeah, man, again, that's pretty much the approach that I took on my remix, and we hope that all the DJs like it. Right?
Yeah, if you guys haven't gotten it, like, reach out to one of us directly. I mean, we have our remixes, so whatever you're looking for, if you think mine sucks and you want Riddler's, but you want to tell it to my face just like the Demi Lovato fans, then
let's
please
talk about that for a minute. So it's so funny. In all my years of remixing, and it's been a while.
Yes.
Obviously fan bases are so different, right? And yes, you'll have you'll have that occasional like, oh, this sucks, or oh, this is terrible, blah blah blah. But so here's what happened, guys. So today I decide, I saw the Q. You actually first started. You put a preview of your remix the other day
on Instagram.
Yes. And it was pretty cool. I was like, oh, cool. I think I got to do that too. So I decided to put a preview of the remix on Twitter, and so I put the preview on Twitter. I also put it on Instagram, Instagram Reels too. But then as soon as I put it on Twitter,
and mind you, Twitter is a safe space. Let's just put that out there. Twitter's such a safe space. So
yeah, I mean, So I put it on Twitter, and let me see. What was my actual tweet? I'm just gonna go to it real quick. We're gonna be like Jimmy Kimmel and read some of these tweets here. But so I posted. What was my original post? Okay, I just posted. I'm excited to announce my official Demi Lovato remix is being serviced to radio mix shows and DJs coming to a radio live stream dance floor near you. Hashtag Demi Lovato, hashtag Demi DWTD remix. So, as soon as I posted that, all the Lovatics, I think that's how you call it.
They have a name? I didn't even know they had a name.
Yeah, the Lovatics. LOVATO. Yeah, Lovatics. Am I saying that right? Lovatics. I think it's Lovatics. Anyways, so all the Demi fans, well, not all. I'm looking at my stats right now. So here's the funny thing. I posted this like at 1:13 a.m. in the morning.
So I'm sharing my screen right now with your tweet. So if you want to throw some context.
Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So.
All right, cool.
There you go.
There's the tweet. And as you can see, there's over 19. So if you look there's 845 likes, 227 quotes, and 149 retweets.
Fantastic.
And if you look at, and then I look at the stats, right? I'm pulling up the stats right now. 116,000 impressions, 16,000 media views, 11,292 total engagement. So, but obviously not every one of these, but obviously a lot of her fans did not like the remix.
And mind you, you posted a photo of you with her to show that you are indeed a fan.
Yes.
You guys, we are on the same page. I'm doing this because look at that. I just saw a like come up. Because I am a Demi Lovato fan as well. So we're on the same level, guys. And then you just hold on. Let me. Oh, here we go. Quote tweets. Let's go to quote tweets. And first tweet. Dude, this sounds terrible and completely overshadows the meaning of the song. You couldn't have done something that actually enhances that or at least suits it. And I mean, it just goes on and on. This is not a we're not trying to just this is not a belittling restream.
Hey, look at this one. Honestly, it doesn't feel right.
There you go.
Everyone's bullying him. You don't have to like the song, but just ignore the tweet. I don't get all the hate. Lovatic shouldn't be this way. Now, mind you, the funny thing about the irony of all this is that Demi Lovato, she has been very vocal about online bullying.
Yes.
And she's totally against that. And man, all these fans have they were bullying. And so I call up Q. I mean, I texted Q. Hey Q, have you posted your remix on Twitter yet? And you're like, no. I said, you should go post it. You should go post it. You're gonna get a lot of views.
And a normal person seeing the hate that he was getting would say, no, I'm not going to do that. But I am not a normal person, and I was like, yes, I am ready for this. Let's do this. So I proceed to post my remix. As you can see, the fans have already beaten me down so much that I've changed my profile pic to sad Cheems crying because that's really what they did to me. It's bad enough that earlier last year I got, ripped on HPO for my Rescue Me remix. Let's go ahead and add some more fuel to just the fire. And the top one really was, this is what you're hearing while you're burning in hell. I had to give this person props because it's the best roast so far. If someone knows how to get those Little Nas X shoes, I will wear them because apparently I'm going to hell. So mine is like you at least got folks that defended you. I got things like I'm sorry, but no, this ain't right. I mean, I don't know some of these languages, but I can read the negativity between the lines. Okay, here's one that sounds great, awesome. Like, oh, this one is so great. I put it as alarm, and now I wake up 5 minutes before I don't have to listen to it. Do you mind that you delete this post, please? Thank you. Bestie, this is so bad. I mean, it keeps going on. It's really just, and it's not my first rodeo, mind you, but it was like, it's been a while. Like, I can't remember the last time I got backlash for a pop remix, just because that's how the fans are. But it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, let me read a couple more because these. There was some that I that were really funny. This one person was like, hold on, this one was really funny. So Baynas X, he's like, girl, shut the fuck up. The remix is bad. You could have done it for someone else. And then I go, girl, her label asked me to remix. Stop remix or hate. And then she was like, well, you should have fucking kept it on your laptop. And then I was like, I'm sure Demi Lovato will love your online bullying.
Oh, so you actually responded to people.
Oh, no,
I only responded to one.
Yeah. No, I responded. No, I didn't do a whole lot. And then she goes, I can have a fucking opinion. And my opinion is your remix is trash. And then I was like, and over 780 likes and 400 retweets say otherwise. I still have love for you, though, including you. And then I didn't engage too much. I just, I'm just being playful. But
I mean, you're basically, you just got to take this in stride. I mean, I think it's hilarious. Like, I mean, it's just crazy to me, because it was the hashtags. I honestly have never used hashtags to that extent. And you're like, make sure to use these two hashtags. And it's like, I will. And so I've replied the artist before and gotten some engagement, but the hashtags, holy shit, the hashtags are really what just took it to another level. And I probably am going to cry to sleep tonight, but then I'll be over it tomorrow.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I mean, look, like I told you earlier today, if you look at, like, if you scroll down, look at your engagement, like, you have 450 likes. So,
yes.
And I mean, yes, you had some negative comments, but the likes outnumber the people commenting. And the same thing with me. I mean, I retweeted, I've responded to a lot of people just saying thank you, because there were a lot of people that loved the remix and stuff like that. I mean, I understand though from some of the fans' point of view, because the song is a very personal song to Demi, and they didn't feel like that was something that that we should have touched, and
yeah.
Some of these people, that's, they're purists, right? They don't want the original touched. But here's the irony of it, and I think I said this. I responded to one. Let me see here. I said, hold on, because it was.
I even had one response that like basically replied Island Records, like, Island Records, what are you doing?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like,
oh, wow. They actually
added the label, which I thought was hilarious.
Somebody posted, something about this playing at clubs and dance floors where people will be drinking and doing drugs is extremely ironic. And I responded, and that's the point. I think it works, you know. Uh, I was like, and I even responded one. I said, the song has special meaning to Clubland and to me. So many DJ friends of mine have battled demons, including myself. I think it's great to have a remix intended for radio, dance floors, DJs, clubbers. I mean, the song says "Dancing with the Devil" for crying out loud, you know. So,
as you can see, Riddler has been in the remix game longer than I have to know how to like come up with the proper responses, because all I really could do was just post the meme, and it's like, well, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like I said, I think I'm trying to think what other fan bases have I, the only one that, now I did a Celine Dion remix. I did 2 Celine Dion remixes, and for the most part, those got positive reviews. But I had just maybe like a handful of people that didn't like it, right? But they weren't mean like how these fans were like.
Yeah, these people are mean. Like
mean.
Twitter fingers like crazy. Like I understand you, Drake. Like Twitter fingers, like it's real. It's real out there on these internet streets.
Yeah, but it's all fun and games. We still love you out there, even though you didn't like, and it's okay. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to like our remix, but we do appreciate the DJs that do like it. I mean, shout outs to DJ Beatbreaker, who tweeted that, said he retweeted my remix and said he played it, and so just shout out to all the DJs out there that are going to support Q's remix or my remix. And
so Disco Fries in the chat just said, I'm real-time testing this Twitter strategy with our Billie Eilish remix. I can't wait for the emo backlash. At this point, I think between the three of us, we can start a support group for we'll come up with online bullying, remixers, online bullying, and we'll have another restream session, and we'll just really vent and just put it all out there. And
stop the remixer hate.
Yeah, stop remix hate.
Stop remix hate. Yeah, Disco Fries posting a Billie Eilish. That is definitely going to trigger the fans.
Well, here's the thing now. Like now, I want to me, I think. I mean, there's what's the phrase? Like, there's no such thing as bad press, sort of thing. So I never really thought about the power of hashtags. So now with like any remix that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find like what the big fan base hashtags are and just start building those metrics. And it's like, well, I mean, might as well use all that for, I guess, good branding, even though you wouldn't think otherwise. So Tony, please still throw our remixes on streaming. Don't listen to the fans.
No, actually, though, there were a couple of, I got a couple of tweets saying, hey, when is it going to be on Spotify? Hey, where can I listen to it? So I think, no, we're good, man. I think we're good. It's funny. My wife even was like, she was like texting and calling me, hey, they're really good. They're really like, her exact words were, what did you do to Q? You threw him out to the wolves. You threw him out to the wolves. Poor guy.
That's hilarious.
But hey, it'll make us stronger, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I just, once I'm out in the real world, where the real world is just, it's just, you got to build up tough skin. So through the power of internet bullying, I will become stronger. I will become Buff Cheebs. So that buff dog that you see next to the crying dog, I'm going to be that buff dog. That's my That's my summer body right there. That buff dog.
Yeah. I was saying we should do a BTS remix, but BTS fans though, I don't find them mean-spirited, so they probably wouldn't attack us. Billie Eilish though, I agree with the Disco Fries. That might get some backlash.
Oh man. Well,
Actually, did you get any backlash on your Olivia the
no. And I didn't do any of the tags or anything, like, which I'm wondering if I like did a reminder like, hey guy. So it just got because I've gotten more like, where can I find this, because of it being added to globalization. And then I just found out that they're gonna add it. Mallory at Sirius just told me they're gonna add it to Spin Cycle. So like I don't know, maybe
she doesn't have a mean fan base yet either though.
Yeah. I mean, do you eventually get a mean fan? Do we have mean fan bases? Like, are people going to defend us? Are they going to defend our honor? I want those fans. Where are those fans at? Then I'll feel safe.
Maybe you can. Well, my wife is one. She likes to. Oh wait, Brian DeToto says try a Taylor Swift remix. Ooh.
Oh man.
Ooh, yeah. That might trigger them, especially with this album, because this album is really country right now. So.
I haven't even does she have an album out? I thought didn't she re-record a bunch of stuff?
Well, yeah, she re-recorded all her old stuff, but no, she has new music out, and it's like country.
Oh man,
she has a single with Maren Morris right now. It's a good song, but yeah, that might trigger them. Yeah, Taylor Swift, that might trigger the Swifties.
So before we wrap up this stream, because we talk a lot, like we can keep going. So after all is said and done with the remix, like, since we're remixers, we're producers, what's the best remix advice you can give someone who's either in the game or starting out, whatever it may be? Best
advice.
Oh. Or any piece of advice, actually. It doesn't even have to be, I'm not going to put you, on the spot, and, it doesn't have to be the best thing, but off the top of your head, like, what do you think?
I think what I will say this, and I know a couple people that are on the stream, like Scooter, I will say this. I think if you're in the remix game, or you're trying to get your remixes out there, you got to be on TikTok. And I'm seeing a lot of talented remixers on TikTok, to be honest.
Yeah, I finally started a TikTok, and I posted a couple. Like, I mean, it's like I'm going to post when I think it makes sense. Like, there's no way I can keep up with the folks that are. But if I'm gonna, like, I feel like if I'm gonna post something, I want it to be something that's interesting. That then when you go and you see the content, even though it's not something that's every day, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like how I did the Silk Sonic thing and then the Ricky Martin thing. So, and that was actually, you once again, you schooled me on that, like, how big remixing is in TikTok, which is crazy.
Yeah, that would be my advice to producers out there. I mean, I'm actually guilty of it. I'll be honest, I don't post a lot of remixes on my TikTok. But just from what I'm seeing, and, I've seen several producers do their own bootlegs. Like, what's that kid that did the bootleg of Taylor Swift's Love Story?
That, which is still blowing up.
And, like, he signed that to Capitol.
Oh, it did get signed?
Yeah. So, but obviously not Taylor Swift doing the vocals, but they got
a cover, right?
The cover, but it's his remix with somebody doing a cover. James Kennedy, he had his Jason Derulo Conyo remix picked up by Atlantic because he posted it on TikTok.
That's crazy.
So that would be my piece of advice out there for producers and DJs and remixers, is to get your TikTok game on. That's my friendly advice. So what about you?
What about me? I have two things. So the first thing as a remixer and as a producer, make something that you love and that you would want to play. It's really easy to get caught up on like what's the hot sound, but I think there's power, especially after this pandemic, to just make what you want, and what you would actually play. To me, that's always been like the most important thing. Um, and two, really, really find like I think the biggest thing that I realized throughout my remix career and that has been the most beneficial to me is actually um meeting other remixers and producers that you can like vibe with and just like shoot the shit with, so to speak, whether it's remixing or not, because I think there's power to that, especially if you're talking about projects. And here's the thing, like a lot of people think that like you're pretty much competing with all these like folks, right? I mean, I'm friends with a lot of guys that like where we all like are on different remix packages, do like different sort of styles and genres. But that's the key thing though, is that like we all bring something different to the table. So to me, it's more beneficial to me if someone approaches me and they ask for a remix, that I can actually point them in the right direction if it's something that I can't deliver, you know? So like, like say like a Scooter, or a Disco Fries or a Riddler, like, where it's like, oh yeah, who would actually be better at doing that? Like this person. And to me, those relationships, like it actually has built like outside of remixing, where it's like I can just hang with these guys. And I think there's even more power to that. Because then like I feel like you end up sharing your work with one another, and I think that's much better when you're trying to get feedback and honesty, to then improve yourself, because you always want to look to improve. Your sound's always going to change whether you think it does or not. So yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice. It's a long piece of advice, but it's advice nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I guess we can wrap it up now, but thank you guys. Thank you everyone that stuck with us tonight.
Where can they find you, Riddler?
You can find me on social media at DJ Riddler, on my website, djriddler.com. And yeah.
And you can find me at home. No, you can find me at DJ Kue, on the majority of the socials. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, okay. So, do you have anything to plug? I want to plug something real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So I just finished this crazy ass mix for Sirius XM Utopia, because I'm on the first week of each month. So it's an Easter theme mix with the idea of like tracking down your hunting song. So the way I can explain it is that, so basically, the mix that I just finished that took me like forever is 51 tracks. It's an hour long. And basically I go from like samples to then what the song, like the sample was used, to like even covers. So then like if it was like a cover of like, for example, we had like King of My Castle, and then Keanu Silva did a remake. But basically I put together this like crazy ass mega mix that like took me like loads of coffee and time, that you can listen to this weekend on SiriusXM Utopia, and then I will post on my Mixcloud. I probably heard it 4 times because I'm a perfectionist and I want to make sure it sounds good, and I think it sounds good now. So yeah, look out for that. And that's my only plug, aside from, I mean, there's other stuff I'm working on, but that's for another stream.
Yeah. And we got to work on something. We keep saying that.
Oh yeah, we do. I'm in my disco bag right now. So, if you ever want to, I'm actually starting a disco label. So I have 5 like releases that I finished that I'm just waiting for Label Works to approve. Beatport's like the last label. So, I mean, if you ever want to dabble in disco, but I'm down for whatever. I mean, we could make a folk song. We can make, we can make a polka song, whatever, Riddler. We just gotta.
Polka House. I'm thinking Polka House is the next big thing.
I mean, we just gotta find that bomb polka sample, bro. Or we have Weird Al Yankovic do vocals.
Banda House.
There you go. Do some Gypsy Kings. I know Bamboleo has probably been sampled plenty of times, but there's other songs.
Of course. Well, thank you guys. John Holman, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you guys.
Pete down. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
Peace.